name's Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and today we are going to be focusing on a flow for your back, just to help it feel better, release some tension in it. And any of these poses, if they are hurting your back or of course any other body part, please come out of it, try something different, and let's just go ahead and jump into our practice. Come to your hands and knees in your tabletop position. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your fingers are spread wide. Fingers and knuckles are rooting down into your mat, and so it's almost like your palm is sucking the mat up. That's going to help take some of the weight out of your wrists. Your knees are underneath of your shoulders, or underneath of your hips, and your belly is pulled up to your spine. Inhale. Let's arch our back, dropping our belly towards your mat. Your heart is reaching forward, so you're like trying to put your chest in between your shoulders, and we're lengthening our spine in this. Your head isn't cranking up though. Exhale and push away from the floor, arching your back. The top of your head is facing your mat, and your tailbone is like, it's got a heavy weight on it. You're pushing into the floor like you're trying to separate your shoulder blades as you round your back. Inhale, cow. So we're going back to the arched back. Keep your belly tight though. So we're keeping some of the pressure out of our back. Exhale, cat, round, 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 round. Push as much as you can. And inhale back to your table. Bring your right leg behind you, extended. Your toes are on the floor. Drop your right hip, so then you can balance a glass of water on your hip, on your low back. Inhale and lift your right leg up about parallel to your spine. So you're lifting with your glutes and your hamstrings and your low back. Keep that right hip drop down some and not opened up to the side. If you feel comfortable in this balance pose, you can also reach your left arm forward. So your left arm and your right leg are lifted. Your left arm, you're yearning for it to be about even with your ear. One more big breath here. And on your exhale, you can release your hand and your leg. Let's go to the other side now. First, think about drawing your belly button in, extending your left leg behind you, toes are on the floor. Drop that left hip. Engage your abs a little bit more. Inhale, let's lift our left leg up, engaging that glute and your hamstring. Think about your hip again, and that you're going to balance that glass of water in your low back. Your gaze is down, your spine is long and strong, and then if you want, you can raise your right hand, so you're in this more of a balancing position. Your right arm is about even with your ear. One more big inhale and exhale. And exhale and bring your right hand and left knee down to your mat. Come to your forearms. Place them on the mat. Your hands are gripping the mat, so your arms are at a number 11. Tuck your toes, and then shift your bottom up towards the sky into dolphin. Dolphin is a variation of child's pose, and it's going to strengthen your upper back and your shoulders even more. For some people, they find this more accessible because there's no weight on their wrists. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. You can play with straightening and bending one at a time and walking your dog. Keep your belly button pulled to your spine. Your tailbone is lifted. You're pushing out of your shoulder blades, out of your shoulders against the floor. Your forearms are pushing into the floor. One more breath. Exhale, bring your knees down to your mat. And then you can just kind of walk your legs back or your arms forward for Sphinx pose. Your arms are still in that number 11. Your hands are still gripping the mat. And now think about curling your tailbone down towards the mat so it takes the arch out of your low back. All 10 toes are clicked into your mat. And then think about pulling your chest forward, just like you do in your cow position. So your chest is trying to yearn through your shoulders, and then think about that tailbone again. So there's the arch out of your low back. Gazes forward. Big inhale and exhale. Release down, placing your head on your hands to begin with. And then we're going to think about as if we were pushing into the mat, trying to push ourselves off the floor, but you're keeping your body on the floor. It's just an isometric contraction of all of your muscles. So think about push, push, push. Engage all of your muscles, your back, your arms, your legs, your abs, and push, 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 push. Like you were just going to fly up off the floor. And release. Bring your hands next to your shoulders. Inhale, lifting your chest up off the mat. You still have all 10 toes clicked into the floor. You're still lengthening that tailbone, pulling your belly up towards your spine. Gaze is still forward, so it's kind of like you're gazing right above your mat. And then you can play with trying to lift your hands off of your mat. And then you are taking any kind of the movement out of your arms, and it's all strengthening your back. You don't have to be super high. Keep those legs engaged. Your kneecaps will be lifted off the floor. If you need to come out, feel free. One more inhale and exhale. Release down to the mat. Push yourself up to your tabletop position. We're going to step our right foot forward. Place it in the middle of your mat between your right and your left hand. Your left foot. You're going to pop up on your left foot, drop your left heel down. So your right foot is intersecting with your left arch of your mat. Kitty, please don't chew on my mat. Your right knee is over your ankle. When you're ready, you can inhale, cartwheeling your arms up, and we're going to be in this warrior two position to begin with. Gripping the floor with your toes, and then the back of the outside of your left foot. Zip up your abs, so you zip them up nice and tight. Take your hands behind your back, and we're going to interlace them. So interlace our right on top of our left. Push our hands down towards the floor to open up our chest. Nice big push, big inhale. Exhale. Release your arms, and then we're going to go into your side angle. So your left arm reaches up overhead, and you're tilting. So then your right arm, you can rest on your right thigh. Engage those abs yet. It's going to strengthen the side of your back. If you want, you can always have your left arm pointing up more towards the sky. We'll take a little bit of it off of there. Another inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand down to your mat, your right hand down to your mat. You're going to take your left foot onto the ball of your toes. Right hand is going to open up to the left side of your room. You can either keep your left leg off the mat, or you can put that knee down if this is getting to be too much for you. And then keep that twist in your thoracic spine, so your upper back, instead of twisting as much with your hips. Hand down to the mat. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, half lift. Hands slide up your spine, your shins. Spine is long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take your right foot, and we're going to step it back. So it's in the center of your mat. You're going to drop that right heel down. Wiggle your left foot over, so it's right in the middle. Push into your toes of your left foot, into the outer edge of your right foot. Inhale and cartwheel your arms up So you're in your warrior two. Only sink as deep as is comfortable for you with that front leg. So if you're not in a 90, that's fine. Still zipping up your abs. We're gonna clasp our hands again. This time bring your left thumb on top. Clasp those hands together behind your back and then push them down towards the floor, opening up your chest. Keep your abs engaged, big breath. Release your hands out to your side and then bring your left arm, your left forearm to your left thigh, and then your right arm reaches either straight up overhead or at the angle for your side angle pose, strengthening your side and lower back. Keep that belly engaged. One more breath here. On that exhale, bring your right hand down to your mat. Bring your left hand down. Pop your right heel off the floor, so in your toes. Inhale, open up to your left side, reaching your left arm up high to the sky. Gaze wherever is comfortable for you. If you need to drop that right knee down to the mat, feel free. Big inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat. Step your right foot forward into your forward fold. You can clasp your opposite elbow and just let yourself hang. Big breath here, maybe some little micro movements. Place your hands on the floor. You can bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands there. We're just going to walk our feet out to the edges of our mat. So our heel is on the mat, our toes are off the mat, and you're still in this forward fold. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to keep your hands on the floor. We're going to start dropping our tailbone down towards your mat for a Malasana squat. If you can't get all the way down like this at this time, it's okay. Options are just to go down as far as is comfortable for you until your hips get opened. Hands can go to a prayer position, and you can then push into your elbows into your inner thigh. Big breath here. Bring your hands behind you. Slowly come down to a seated position. Bring your right shin parallel to the front of your mat. Your leg is in a 90 degree. Your left leg is going to go a 90 degree as well behind you. So you're in this little 90-90 position. Flex your toes and then slowly start to walk back with your right hand. You can put your weight on your right hand. If you have more, you can always come down onto your elbow or onto a block. And we're just going to lean back. It's going to open up your hip flexors. It'll also help strengthen your back and your abs as you're in this position, because I want all that engaged. One more breath here. Walk yourself forward and then switch sides so you can just turn your booty, lift it up and move it over. So your left shin is now parallel to the front edge of your mat. Your right shin is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Both knees are in a 90. Flex those toes, set up nice and tall, and then start to walk that left hand back into what position feels good for you. You're on your hand, your elbow on a block or a pillow, opening up this right thigh, and your hip flexors. Our hip flexors sometimes will start to get tight from sitting all the time, and then that puts pressure on our back as well. So if we open those up, begin to walk your hand forward and slowly start to lay down for a bridge pose. So your feet are on the floor, knees are bent. Gently roll back using your elbows if you like. Back on the floor. Lift your upper body up just a little bit, keeping your shoulders on the floor so you can tuck your shoulder blades down. Your feet come directly, or pretty much directly, underneath of your knees. We're going to inhale and we're going to push into the floor with our feet, starting to roll our vertebrae up off of the mat. So So starting with your tailbone, one at a time, just like we did in our cat-cow at the beginning, where we focused on one vertebrae at a time. Same thing here. Push your chest towards your chin, not your chin towards your chest. So your chin is long. You can push into the floor with your arms to help support you. Exhale, let's release one vertebrae at a time. Like a string of pearls. So you're completely relaxed. We're going to do it one more time. So a big inhale as you push into the floor with all of your feet, your toes, your balls of your feet and your heels, lifting up one vertebrae at a time. Your tailbone, lower back, mid back, upper back, and really push those hips to the sky and chest towards your chin. Push into the mat with your arms. One more breath here. And then on your exhale, release one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, 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 until you're completely on the floor. Bring your right foot over onto your left knee, and then flex that foot, your right foot, and draw your left knee towards your chest. You can grab behind your left thigh to pull it in. And using your right elbow, open up your right leg, pushing into your inner thigh. If this is too much, you have some options. You can always leave your left foot on the floor. You can put it on a block, or you can use a strap to help pull it in. Darling, hold on. Big breath here. Keeping your back flat on the floor. And release your left leg. And switch the other side, so your right foot goes on the floor, your left ankle is crossing your right knee, and then reach behind there and pull your right thigh towards your chest, keeping your feet flexed, pushing into your left inner thigh with your elbow. Again, you can always take the option of leaving your foot on the floor, putting it on a block, using a strap. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Release. And then lengthen your legs out on your mat. We're going to take a short Shavasana. Feet just flop out to the sides. Your shoulder blades are still tucked down your spine. Arms are long beside you, palms up. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, relax all of your muscles as much as you can, including your face. And close your eyes if you feel safe. Try to clear your mind. And we'll take a quick Shavasana and let you be on your way. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a big hug. Roll over on your side, propping your head on your arm. Take a breath. Thank yourself for showing up. I hope your back is feeling a little better after that quick practice. Push into your right hand on your next exhale, bringing yourself up to your easy seat, crisscross applesauce. Sit up nice and tall and straight. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me for this practice. I do have some other ones focused on your back, and I will link those below in the description please like or subscribe to my channel, or you can go and check out everything we have to offer at truedyouyoga.com, which I'll also link below for you. May you always stay true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Namaste. Love ya.